What is up, y'all? I'm Benjamminoutdoors, and this is my channel. Welcome back, y'all. So today we're actually working on the S1000 again. So I'm actually waiting for a ton of parts in the mail, but there is a few things that I can do to the bike that I don't need parts for. So today we're probably going to try to tackle the subframe. So it is slightly tweaked. And on the $200 CBR over here, I actually hooked it up to a metal pole and used a really heavy-duty ratchet strap to actually bend the subframe back. So I'm actually gonna try the same technique on the S1000, see if we can get it close to where it was, preferably with no heat, because last time I used I think MAP gas torch to heat up the aluminum, but I didn't care about that bike a whole lot, but it's like aluminum, so there's no paint on it. On the S1000 there is, so I don't really want to damage the powder coat that's on the S1000, so I'm gonna see if I can just purely bend it back into place. But let's get into it. Let's see if we can bend it back without damaging it further. So I'm going to show y'all a glimpse of the stuff that has come in so far, but I do have a lot more parts coming. One in particular is keeping the bike from running. So that little piece that went in the odometer on the back of the motherboard right here. So this is actually called a stepper motor. So surprisingly, this wasn't a BMW specific part. So it took me a while to find it, but I found it on eBay for $10. They range between 10 and 20, and since I didn't have a part number, it took a little while of researching, and it took a while just to find out what this was called. So once I found stepper motor, I was able to search it on eBay, and then I just searched for the exact looking one, the one that looked exactly the same, and I found it. So it's just going to take a while to come in because it's coming from China. But after that, I should be able to reassemble everything and then get the bike running again, because it won't run without the cluster. I mean, it'll turn over and oh, the battery's not in it. But it'll turn over and the fuel injection will pump, but it just won't start. So, which is fine, because I've heard it start already. Don't need to run it anymore until I get that cluster fixed. But anyway, let's go ahead and take the S1000 out to a tree, see if we can strap it down and yank this subframe back straight. Fingers crossed, because this is like $300 and I don't want to buy a new one. Bloop. Since I got the toolbox in the way, I gotta use a little stick. Probably going to hook it to that tree. Maybe. Probably that tree. Remove the tank. Put some wood between the frame so nothing else hits, damages. So I got the main body attached to the tree. I got some pieces of wood to act as standoffs. So basically the frame would hit those first and make sure that the like the case covers and stuff like that aren't getting hit, because that's a lot of pressure to put on those. So I want it to be on the main frame against the tree. But anyway, I'm using one heavy-duty 2,000-pound ratchet strap, holding to the back of the frame right there, hooked to next to the engine mount right there. And I'm probably going to have to do another strap on the back to the tree, because that's exactly what I had to do with the CBR 600 last time I bent the subframe. So should be able to pull the truck over here and just use a ratchet strap and kind of like torque it downward, because it's kind of like hit and torqued up a little bit. So I'm gonna have to pull it back like that down, just a hair. Now I got the swing arm being held against the tree as well, and so I should be able to pull and torque this downward as much as I want, and it shouldn't come off the tree. It's a little ghetto, but you know, I like to make do with what I got. I don't have a frame machine, or I'd rather not buy a $300 subframe if I don't have to. I mean, it's aluminum, it bends pretty easy, so should be able to bend it back with no issues. Or, you know, it might break while I'm going 180. Who knows? You never know. So I got the truck over here, and I got these two straps that I normally use to tie down the bikes for transportation. And two of them should be plenty of strength to be able to bend this thing back. And I'm going to hook the tow hook to it. My repurposed strap that broke, turned it into a ratchet strap. And I'm just gonna tighten it up. First, I'm going to put a bolt in here, obviously so it doesn't bend and then that one doesn't line up. But after that, I will start bending it back, and I'm gonna give y'all a view from the back and so y'all can see it twist and bend back. I am most likely going to have to over bend it. You can't bend it back exactly to where it was and let it go because it's gonna just wanna spring back. Now I'm gonna try to bend it back. Kind of hard to tell, obviously, because the bike is pulling away from the tree, but it is bending back a little bit. All right, let's see. It's kind of hard to tell. That honestly looks pretty straight though. So honestly, I think that did the job. I mean, obviously the bike was still moving around a bunch, but I was able to get it to where it stopped moving and it actually bent the subframe. I think the motor ended up, the bike turned enough to where the motor hit, which is not what I wanted, but hopefully everything should be good over there. So I'm actually gonna try to use this laser to try to verify whether this is straight or not. I actually purchased this for the house a while ago because we renovate so much stuff in our house, and it just helps level or make sure things are straight. And it's just really useful. It's got 360 lasers, which is awesome. It's like 80 bucks. But I'm gonna see if I can use it for this. So I'm gonna get it lined up with the tire, the triple, and hopefully the subframe lines up with it. And obviously if it's just off a tiny bit, then, you know, it's fine. You know, this is not an exact science. So, you know, obviously it's, you know, if I had different things, you know, if I had more equipment, actual shop, then maybe I could get it exact, but I'm making do with what I got. So I've been messing with the laser for the past like 10-15 minutes to try to get it lined up, and this is what I got. So the laser is just on the right side of this groove. I try to get it in the dead center, but it's kind of hard. But as long as it's consistent with close to the center, I'm good. So right there, it's pretty close there, basically there too. Look at the rear shock. It's lined up right there. Then you look up here. It's almost perfect with that bolt. Let's go to the triple. Oh, and also right here, you got the fuel line, and then the triple. It's on the triple perfectly. So I'll say this is as straight as I'm gonna get it in my backyard without a frame machine. So let's go ahead and wheel this back into the garage. So that is going to be it for this video. I really appreciate y'all watching. We are slowly narrowing down the list of stuff that we have to do on the bike, and I'm super excited because I want to ride it. I've never really had a particular desire to have an S1000, but I got one and it's going to be flashy and it's going to be really awesome. I'm super excited for it. But before y'all go, I want to show y'all something, and it's actually a pretty good deal. I recently got a Cardo system, a Packtalk Edge from Cardo, and I am super excited to show y'all it. So it is a pretty dope unit. It's got obviously the detachable just like the Cena's. You can throw it back on there. But they're actually running a promo. I think it's for like a month long. And if you use my promo code, it's down in the description. And you actually get 25% off anything. So this is a $390 unit, and you can get 25% off. So it's basically like just under 300 bucks for this unit. And I will say it's got JBL speakers. It's actually superior to my Cena's. I got a Cena on that helmet. I had a Cena on this helmet, and they were older Cena's, but so far I've had this thing for about 2-3 weeks and it's significantly better. Now, I didn't have the most top of the line Sena. I had the SMH10R, which is like a low profile battery pack on the back, the unit on the side. And I loved it, but it just wasn't loud enough. This thing, the JBL speakers, you can actually crank it up a good bit. And in my well-ventilated helmet, which is really loud, especially at higher speeds, you can hear it perfectly with this thing. And also when I'm talking to my wife or stuff like that on the phone, for some reason I had feedback coming into my speakers from my Sena. And so that was kind of annoying. This, I can hear her clearly, she can hear me clearly, so it's just a really nice upgrade. So I haven't really been able to test it out with other riders yet, mainly just riding around town, listening to music, talking to my wife on the phone, stuff like that. But in a few weeks, CJ and I are headed out to Arizona. We're gonna ride the canyons out there, so we'll be able to link up, talk to each other, and you can actually do like music sharing, so like if you're listening to music, they can listen to the same music. There's a lot of cool features. I haven't even read up on it. So if y'all are interested, I would recommend y'all watching a bunch of other YouTube videos and reviews on these things and try to figure out what unit works for you, because there's a bunch of different ones. So, and if y'all are interested in getting one, I actually have a link, a discount code in my description. It's Benjamminoutdoors, my YouTube handle, and it gets, right now, it gets you 25% off. Normally it gets you 10% off. I gotta look and see when the dates end for the 25% off, but I think it's only like a month long. But if y'all want one, now's the time to buy one for sure. Anyway, until next video, catch you on the flip side.